you watch them throughout the show today, I'm certain you will be able to see why. There you go. As their name suggests, Pacific, they're found in the North Pacific Ocean, so they have been spotted from Mexico up to Alaska and all the way across the Pacific onto the coast of Japan. Now, I'm curious if any of you have seen this species of dolphin in the ocean before. Anyone? It's possible that you may have. They have been spotted in our very own backyard in the state of Georgia, showcasing some amazing aerials and acrobatics like the ones we are seeing right now. Unfortunately, these animals do face a lot of dangers in the open ocean, and Hannah, Helen, and Spinnaker do have first-hand experience with those threats. So I am going to invite Leo to tell us a little bit about their amazing stories of survival.
Sure. Well, all three of our dolphins are rescued and rehabilitated animals. They were actually found entangled in fishing nets off the coast of Canada, but they were brought to a rehabilitation facility where they were deemed unreleasable. Luckily, we have been able to provide with a permanent home here at the Wild Coast. Working with me today is Spinnaker. Spinnaker has been here the longest. We have been able to provide with a permanent home here at the Wild Coast. We're training and provide with the best care possible for training and regular checkups. Everything that we learn from Spinnaker's healthcare is used by veterinarians and researchers to gain a better understanding of these mysterious dolphins. In fact, every day that we speak with these animals reveals more information on other species, as well as their individual personalities that, believe it or not, are just as different as well. Isn't that right, you guys? That's right, but most of us, Spinnaker Helen and Hannah remind us every day that from nets to garbage, man-made objects and dolphins all over the world.
Thank you very much for that, Leo. We are learning a lot about the threats facing these animals, and we're trying to find different ways to protect them. But in order to do that, we need to review what we know about this species of dolphin. Well, we know that they live in groups. These groups can be anywhere from 2 to 3, like this, or upwards of 2,000. We also know that Pacific white-sided dolphins travel together. This particular species has been clocked at speeds of over 35 kilometers per hour, which is technically against the speed limit here in Stanley Park. People in the underwater viewing gallery have gotten great views of the speed that these animals can hit. We've got a pretty good view of them here as well. The speed is fantastic for avoiding predators and surprising prey. Speaking of prey, can you guys shout out what you think it is Pacific white-sided dolphins eat? Fish. Fish is right. So I want you to imagine for a second that you yourselves are Pacific white-sided dolphins. You are in the Pacific Ocean and you are looking for food. But the deeper you get, the darker it is going to get. So how are you going to find your lunch in this murky darkness? Well, these animals have a very special ability that's similar to a submarine sonar system, and we call that echolocation.
Cierto.
So, listen here. You might get a good example of it. The sounds you're hearing right now are the kind of sounds that Pacific white-sided dolphins would make while they are underwater and echolocating. Basically, the ability consists of making a series of chirps and clicks underwater and listening to the echoes and reverberations. Once they hear those echoes, it allows them to create a mental image of what their underwater world looks like. Now, we know this is a very accurate sense, so the question that we're left with is why are Pacific white-sided dolphins getting caught in fishing nets? This is research that we are working very hard on. Through the strong bond of trust that our trainers have created with these dolphins, we're able to ask them to wear these gelatin handcuffs. This research has been ongoing for the last 2 years. Our trainers started at their tails and worked their way up their bodies, up to their pectoral flippers, and eventually getting to covering their eyes, as we're seeing with Adria and Hannah right here. Through this research, we're hoping to better understand why exactly these animals are getting caught in nets when hunting for their food. If any of you would like to learn more about this research, I do invite you to check out the Underwater Research Gallery. We'll be giving a talk about 15 minutes after this show. But this isn't our only research project. We do a lot of research at the aquarium, so I'm going to invite Leo to tell us a little bit about the metabolic research.
Of course, David. We certainly know that Pacific white-sided dolphins are incredibly energetic, playful, and acrobatic animals. As soon as some people have up below the water can see from this amazing aerial displays. We also know that this energy comes from the fish that they eat. So with the University of British Columbia, we're trying to determine how much food these dolphins need to survive and how could this impact fish populations of our coast. So to answer these questions, we are training our dolphins to help us determine their metabolic rates while they're resting and active. We are incredibly lucky
Let's work
to
for
work
10 seconds.
so
Yeah, okay.
closely with Spinnaker because they give us a unique opportunity to do research that just wouldn't be possible without good sound in the ocean.
Thanks a lot, Leo. So we know that sound is good for hunting, but it's also good for communication. Pacific white-sided dolphins are very social animals. They're often seen socializing in large groups. They were spotted recently by the Vancouver airport, showcasing some incredible aerials and acrobatics. Pacific white-sided dolphins, as I said, are social and are highly vocal, and they do make a wide variety of calls, which we in the aquarium sometimes do get a chance to hear. It's pretty impressive. Let's give a round of applause. Dolphins also communicate through touch and through acrobatic behavior. Now, researchers believe that a leak which is known as a breach is a fantastic way to signal surrounding dolphins. Tail slapping is another fantastic method of communication. It's a great way to generate noise, signal dolphins, and stun prey. But unfortunately, dolphins are not the only thing making noise in our oceans. Can anyone think of something that's man-made that might be making noise? Boats. Boats is right. Boats are a huge source of noise pollution in our oceans. Now, Pacific white-sided dolphins are often seen bow riding or leaping along the side of large fishing vessels. How exactly that extra noise pollution is going to affect them is a bit of a mystery, but it's a mystery that we're working very hard to uncover. But ladies and gentlemen, like all good mysteries, the more questions we answer, the more questions arise. The biggest question we're dedicated to answering here at the Vancouver Aquarium is how can we help? We know that man-made objects seems to be the biggest threat facing these animals in their natural habitat. But there's good news. There are simple things that you and I can do in our everyday life to help them, and it's as simple as picking up our trash and making sure it's up in the trash, recycling and compost bin instead of their natural habitat. But I am curious, is that all we can do, you guys?
No.
No, it's not. We can participate in the Great Canadian Shoreline Cleanup organized by the Vancouver Aquarium, where communities from coast to coast coordinate together to clean up their shorelines and rid of trash. If you'd like more information on that, feel free to visit the website at shorelinecleanup.ca. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while the Pacific white-sided dolphin is still shrouded in mystery, luckily here at Vancouver Aquarium, with the help of Hannah, Helen, and Spinnaker, researchers, and fantastic people like you, we're working very hard to uncover those mysteries so that these animals can thrive off our coast for years to come. And as we get one final look at the beautiful Pacific white-sided dolphins, let me take this opportunity